What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. Now, because a lot of you seem to have enjoyed my last Finnish F-18 demo that I did last week, I decided that by popular demand, we are going to continue the Airshow stuff. Now, in this one, Su-27, completely different. Why? Well, partly because I actually grew up watching these things fly around. In fact, this very airplane has the paint scheme of Bielefeld Air Force Base in Russia, which is right next to the town where I grew up. So I watched these things fly around in the 90s when they had fuel, and I always thought I'd be flying them for real, but unfortunately, you know, life didn't turn out that way. Or maybe not so unfortunately, but perhaps fortunately, who knows. Now I just get to fly big airliners for a living, but that's fine. Anyway, nothing to complain about. We still have DCS, of course, and because I love the whole airshow and aerobatic stuff, I thought, why not create my own Su-27 demo? Because actually, there's no good videos at all online of Su-27 demos with cockpit footage, unlike what I did with the Finnish F-18, which was great because I could really replicate a lot of the stuff because you could see everything, where the aircraft is, its attitude, etc. Because these videos from the ground, from the crowd line, they just don't tell you enough information. But anyway, unfortunately, there isn't any with the Su-27 that I know of. If you do, please post it down below, because that'd be really interesting to see. So for this one, it's going to be my own. Now, it may look like a random bunch of maneuvers together. It's not. It took a huge amount of time to create and perfect. Well, it's obviously maybe not completely perfect still, but it is, you know, it's being worked on, reiterated a lot of times. Put all the maneuvers together that I wanted, all the transitions, worked out all the speeds, all the entry gates, altitudes, etc. To try and get it done. So let's see if we can all make it happen in one continuous go and not screw it up. So yeah, without further ado, I think we should just jump straight in, and I'll just talk you through everything that's going on. But if you're interested in hearing how I created the maneuvers, why they're put together, etc., stick around till the end after landing, and I'll go through a little bit as to, you know, why everything is the way it is. Now, Su-27, most importantly, big majestic airplane, doesn't do, you know, Russian jets versus Western jets, don't quite have the crazy, let's say, you know, abrupt maneuvers that you can do with a flight control system. It's just much more gentle the way it does everything, and you'll notice that just generally MiG-29, Su-27 versus, you know, any Western fighter like the F-18 or the Mirage, where, you know, just let go of the stick, the airplane just abruptly pitches back down to its like negative, not to its trimmed state of, you know, 1G or something. Unlike the Su-27, you let go of the stick, or the MiG-29, and it just sort of just gently arrests its whatever maneuver it's doing, and it's all very, that's why the maneuvers in general in real life are very smooth for Su-27s and Russian jets. Now thankfully the flight dynamics are, I think, apart from a couple of little niggles that you can avoid in DCS, are fantastic in the Su-27. Awful for the MiG-29. I can't stand it. I could make a whole video just criticizing it, but the Su-27 really, I feel, just watching lots of videos and everything and seeing them fly in real life since I was a kid, and you watch them in DCS, and I don't know if the numbers are all the same or correct, but it doesn't matter. They look and feel like they should be flying for like 95% of the time, which is great. And in fact, the cool thing about the flight control system, if you watch, if I push the stick down like this, it's pretty quick, right? But if I pull it back, it takes ages to put the elevators up, right? And that's exactly the way it is in real life, like videos, and I saw this for real in real life as well, the way they do this, and the flight control check, and it's so accurate the way they've modeled that in DCS. I love it. Anyway, that's enough blithering on. Let's jump into the cockpit and yeah, get the show on the road. We have 2 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect the headset. We'll see you on the left with the pit. Thanks a lot. Let's go on the thrust. Release brakes, full burner. There we go. This is going to be a low transition. In ground effect, gear up, flaps up, and then 500 kilometers an hour. We essentially make a right turn 45-degree offset from the runway. Gears up, flaps up. Stay in ground effect. Looking for 500 kilometers an hour. There it is. Right ourselves up for the first maneuver, or pass I should say, which is going to be a roll and a half, inverted roll and a half, erect flight, giggity, and then we go 45-degree upline from the runway, looking for 700 kilometers an hour, just over 1,000 meters, which is be over 300 feet, which is safe. So let's go roll and a half, inverted, PSI to 0, which is what it is, roll the other way, wings level-ish, full burner. Heading's 105 for this reciprocal runway heading, which is good. So it's a 45-degree outline, looking outside, because the Su-27 is just better that way. 2,000 meters inverted, that was our gate. We pull back to set ourselves up, hopefully perfectly, yes, for a slow roll. So looking for 800 kilometers an hour. We ignore Rita. There's 800, that's good. Just over 100 meters, which is good. Start the roll gently, go full mill thrust. Keep rolling, go inverted, do not descend. Rudder, right rudder coming in. Keep rolling. And wings level, good turn. Full burner. 45-degree line to show center for a loaded roll. Wings level of the thrust. Go, loaded roll. This will transition us into, get back in the thrust, heading 015, left turn, perpendicular to the runway. And I'll tell you why. There's 015. That's good. Okay. Now, we basically make a sort of chandelle, high-speed chandelle, 180 turn back perpendicular towards the runway to show center, which will then set ourselves up for a vertical pull, quarter roll, and a bell in Russian, or a tail slide in English. Okay, go vertical, which we need to try and judge here purely visually, which is about there. Quarter roll to be parallel with the runway, which is pretty good there. Kill the thrust, wings level. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Full back stick. Let it drop, let the nose drop. Okay, full mill thrust. Runway should be here somewhere. There it is. We ended up a little bit on the crowd line side of the runway, so I'm gonna adjust my maneuver there slightly to adjust for that, because that was a little bit of a screw up, but that's fine so long as we have a sort of exit strategy to make it safe, which is what we've done, because originally that was not what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to do 2 rolls on the downline and then a loaded roll after that, but we fixed it. We're gonna set ourselves up now for essentially a knife edge, both wings, 800 kilometers an hour is what we're looking for. There's 800, that's good. Let's go. Keep that VSI around 0. On the wing. Wings level. Full burner. Let's set ourselves up for a high alpha pass. This is a bit of a transition, quite difficult to describe. Essentially coming off like 90-degree loop to the runway. And we're looking or aiming for a speed of about 600 to 650 here at the 90. So we're a little bit fast. We're gonna do a loaded roll, bit of rudder to help us along, air brake coming out, and just use a sort of loaded roll to kill the speed. So again, rudder, 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 rudder. It is about 150-ish meters is good. 220 kilometers an hour is what we're looking for, or 200 to 220. So let's kill that a little bit. There's 0. Heading, we're about 5 degrees offset to the runway, which is fine. It's 210. That's perfect. Okay, full thrust. Here we go. Get out of it. Unload slightly. Get up to about 400 kilometers an hour. We pull back. There is 400. Let's go. Gentle pull. Lots of thrust to weight over here. So we're not worried about low speed over the top. .45-degree downline. Roll upright. Get to about 600. Kill this thrust. Now we do a loaded roll. Over the top. Gears coming down. Flaps are coming down. And this is going to be a touch and go in the middle of the runway. It's better for the crowd that way. Followed by a barrel roll. Or sort of a high alpha roll, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, don't worry, I am actually aiming for the middle of the runway here. It's just going to be pretty tricky. But we can do it. We're a bit fast, but that's fine. Just kill the thrust. Just going to overshoot the center line slightly, but that's no biggie. The rest at descent. Just a gentle touch is what we want. ATC thinks we're landing. We're not landing. Flaps are coming up. Pitch up. Here comes the loaded roll. Bit of rudder. Over the top. Gears coming in. Up. Finish the loaded roll. That is good. That is good. Alright, now we set ourselves up for the pièce de résistance of the Su-27, which is the Cobra. So the way we're going to do it is we need an entry speed of between 300 and, let's say, 380 kilometers an hour. We need a slight kind of descent rate going, because that's the way I've seen them do it in real life, so that's what I'm going to do. So let's do a loaded roll again. One of the things the Su-27 does super well. So this is about 300 and a bit kilometers an hour. Slight descent. FCS coming off. Pull back. Full thrust. FCS coming back on. And there it is. The Cobra. Simple as that. And now, finally, loaded roll once again, over the top, gear down, flaps down, gentle roll, and we're setting ourselves up for a greaser of a landing. And that's going to be it. I want to make this a short landing to make it kind of look kind of cool, you know, so don't fly too far away. I know it's going to be 3 whites in the babbies. Don't worry about that. It's the angle we're coming in at, so it's just going to have to be that way. Just a touch fast. Just kill the speed. There we go. Air brake out. Tiny bit of a bounce. Keep it there. Bit of air braking going on. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my Su-27 demonstration. Now, I've tried to do it kind of like the way you would in real life, I think, or the way you could fly theoretically in real life. Let's just clean it up. Air brake coming in. What else? Flaps coming up. Let's taxi round. So I've tried to sort of, you know, do it like you could potentially be done in real life. I think, at least, anyway. Feel free to correct me. I'm not a real-world display pilot or anything, although I would like to be one day. So this is all quite kind of good fun in DCS. Now, when I was a kid, I was doing these high alpha passes at like, you know, 3 inches off the ground, which is cool, but it's obviously not very realistic. But yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm sorry, as always, my nose is itchy every time I finish a demo. I don't know why. It's happened in the F-18 demo as well. But anyway, if you're interested as to why the maneuvers are the way they are, or how I created it, it's basically... also, whilst we're taxiing here, have a look at the Mirage versus Su-27 size-wise. Isn't that ridiculous? Like, you could put the Mirage next to the Su-27, and the tailpipe of the Mirage will be basically halfway up the fuselage of the Su-27. Like, it is ridiculous. Although the Mirage is my favorite airplane to fly in DCS, by the way, so we'll probably be doing a demo in that at some point. But here's our spare jet, so let's taxi around to it. Anyway, as I was saying, the reason I've got the maneuvers the way they are is basically I wanted, or I thought of, again, my nose is killing me. What is going on with this? Deja vu all over again. Right, we'll let the ground crew sort our interesting parking arrangement out. Haha. Yeah. Oh, there's a C5 Galaxy over there. I don't know if anybody of you noticed, but I'm actually gonna get rid of this track hour so it's not annoying. But anyway, basically, I just wanted to have, you know, certain maneuvers in the demo, like for example, obviously the Cobra, the touch and go with the loaded roll off the top, which the Su-27 from the Ukrainian Air Force does a demo where they do the touch and go, but they don't do the roll. That I thought was really cool, so integrated that. I wanted to have the knife edge, I wanted to have the inverted pass, and then basically I fly these maneuvers, I figure out the entry speeds that I need for them, so like, or what speed do I need, what altitude do I need, maybe what transition do I need to get into it, like for example the high alpha pass, which I didn't really nail in this occasion, but you know, I think I had a little bit too much entry speed there at the very beginning, which kind of I was playing a little bit of catch up. Anyway, so I know what the maneuvers that I want, and then I work out the transitions, right? So the transition could obviously be, yeah, open to interpretation, and I've changed them as I went along because some just don't work with other maneuvers, and I have to change it, etc. So if you guys see on the left hand side there, you'll see the Aresti system that I've used to depict the maneuvers, and some of you that fly real aerobatics, you'll be like, hold on a second, these don't really make sense. Some of these, or like the way they're laid out, don't make sense, and that's true. It's just for the air show. It's not black and white like competition flying. Everything is open to interpretation. So I just kind of have it like as a sort of memory aid, and then I work off that. But actually, the way some of the transitions are done are in my head entirely, because I know you can't get that, and also the way I drew it there isn't technically correct. Plus the Aresti symbols don't cater for like the Cobra, which, I mean, how do you do that? That's just my own symbol that I created. What else is there? Well, no, there is a tail slide. There's something else in there, like the high alpha pass, for example. I don't know. What is that in the Aresti system? Absolutely no clue. So anyway, don't shoot me down. Don't unsub or dislike because you think I've done that and it's incorrect. I know. It's just the way it is. I don't know how they do the memory diagrams for real air show stuff. I have no idea, I'll be honest, but it'd be interesting to know. If any of you do know, please let me know, because yeah, I don't know, I just use the Aresti system and then just kind of work it out in my head after. Anyway, without further doodling, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please smash the living daylight out of the like button, because it took freaking ages to practice this air show demo and try and get it, you know, the way it is, and yeah, really took a lot of practice. So I would appreciate the smashing of that like button. That would really help the YouTube algorithm gods. And if you have enjoyed it, then please consider subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Adios.